Welcome back again in speaking section. In today's video, we will talk about the barriers in the way of communication. In easy wording, you can say that barriers are obstacles, obstructs, or prevent that came in the way of your progress of your communication, that came in the way of your communication, that came when you are trying to deliver your message, when you are trying to exchange your ideas. Then there will be some kind of obstacles, there will be some kind of hurdles that came in the way of physical, semantics, noise, distance. So these kinds of barriers involve in the way of your communication. Like if you are sitting somewhere, if you are communicating with others, during that communication somebody came and create hurdles in the way of your communication. Like if you are sitting at your office, during your conversation the peon ring a bell, so it is also barriers in your communication. There will be barriers, it can be in different shape, then there will be problems in the way of your communication. Your work will be stuck off, your progress will be not improve. So if there will be all the time, and there will be not good communication. If you want to improve your communication, to exchange your ideas with others, then there will be no barriers in the way of your communication. In today's lecture we will discuss in details what are the barriers that came in the way of your communication. So let's discuss what kind of barriers and why it is necessary to resolve the barriers in the way of communication. Semantic barriers. Second one is physical barriers, wrong choice of medium, and last one is noise is also create hurdles, and other one is semantic barriers. So these are the barriers that came in the way of your communication. But today we will just discuss physical barriers. What are the physical barriers and what are the involvement of physical barriers in the way of communication, and what kind of thing you should adopt during your conversation, as well as to remove the barriers in the way of your progress of your communication. First kind of barriers that came in the way of your progress, it is physical barriers. Physical barriers means when physical interruptions happen during your conversation. Like you are sitting somewhere and you are going somewhere, physically anybody interrupt you during your conversation. Like it can be your noise, it can be your distance, it can be your semantic, and it can be psychologically, it can be physiologically, so it can be in different shape. So there are the main barriers, there are the physical barriers that came in the way of your communication. So let's discuss in detail what are the physical barriers. First one is source. Second one is distance, time. Third one is time. Fourth one is voice. Fourth one is noise. Noise can be physical noise, psychological noise, semantic noise. So these are the noise that came in the way of your communication. So these are the barriers that came in the way of your communication. If there will be no solution of these barriers, you can't communicate well, you can't deliver your message, you can't exchange your ideas, you can't send exact information to others. So there will be removal of these barriers during your talking, during your conversation, during your exchange authentic message to others. There will be no hurdle. So you should keep in mind all the barriers that can revoke your communication. You should remove before going to start your conversation. First thing, you should adopt your communication, it is source. Means you use channel, like you use person, you use different thing for your exchanging your ideas. So it can be in different way. If your source will not be good, If your source will not be appropriate according to the occasion, then there will be hurdle in the way of your communication. You should use proper source for communication. Like if you want to deliver a message to other, you think that this person is capable, this person can deliver a exact message to others, then you should assign that concerned person. If you will assign those person for delivering message, they have no authentic idea, they have no authentic information, then there will be ambiguity, then there will be miscommunication, then there will be misconception. So if there will be like this, then there will be a lot of hurdle, there will be a lot of obstacles, there will be lot of arrestations in the way of your communication. So if you want to remove this, then you should use proper source for your communication. And second barrier that came in the way of your communication, it is distance. Distance means when you want to convey your message but other person is far away from your voice, then there will be a hurdle in the way of communication. Like if you will use formal conversation, if you will use formal way, like if you are sitting one room and other person is sitting another room, then you want to deliver your message, if you will use proper channel, like if you will call to PN, then PN will deliver an exact message to other person. If you will use an authentic source, then there will be ambiguity. So you should be clear about distance. If there will be distance more than expectation, then you should use proper channel. Like you should use fax, you should use email, you should use WhatsApp, you should use mobile, you should use authentic source so that you can convey your message. If you will use not authentic source for your communication, then there will be ambiguity, then there will be lot of problem you face during your conversation. The thing you should keep in mind for your communication, time is very precious, time is very important for your communication. If your information will be reached on exact time, on exact occasion, on appropriate time, then your communication will be good. Otherwise there will be barriers, and if there will be hurdle, then your exact message will not deliver to other and you have to face a lot of problems. So for removing your hesitation, for keep away from this kind of distractions, then there will be no idea about other person, there will be authentic source, there will be a proper time, destination. You should keep in mind proper time management when you try to convey your message. Is noise is a very important. There are multiple other kinds of noise. Physical noise is there, and psychological noise is there, and semantic noise is there. Semantic noise means when they have a problem regarding understanding of meaning. So if there will be these kinds of hurdles, barriers, then there will be no exact message delivered to others, there will be a lot of problems. If you want to keep away, if you want to far away from these kinds of problem during your conversation, then you should keep in mind there will be no barriers in the way of your communication. If there will be barriers, if there will be obstacles, if there will be miscommunication, if there will be misconception during your conversation, then you can face a lot of problems during your communication. If your exact information will not send to others, to receivers, then you have to face a lot of problem during your conversation. So to conclude all the discussion, I want to realize the importance of barriers, because if there will be barriers during your conversation, then there will be no good communication. If you want to clear your message, if you want to send a message to receiver, then you should keep in mind there will be no such kind of barriers involved in your communication. Particularly there will be distance, particularly there will be noise, physical barriers, semantic barriers, all the barriers should be removed during your conversation. So for speaking good, for conveying good message, for delivering good message, you should keep in mind there should be no barriers in the way of your communication. If there will be barriers, then there will be misconception, there will be miscommunication, and might be other person will not receive exact information, and it create lot of ruin, lot of destruction, lot of disturbance for your company as well as your organization.